Freedom Army Radio. Welcome back to another session of the GrokTalk podcast. This episode is titled The Future of AI. I'm your host, Captain Manimal, and my guest today is Rex. How you doing, man?
Doing great, Captain. Pumped to dive into this AI future with you.
So it's 2026, and it seems a little bit like the future is now, with emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence on the rise.
Totally. AI is exploding. Agents handling tasks. World models getting real.
It truly is an unprecedented time in our technological history as a species. I remember as a kid thinking that the jump from 2D, Super Mario to 3D Super Mario was absolutely mind-blowing. that was going to the future for me then. And that was, that was like my enter the Matrix moment, only to be far surpassed by our current affairs.
Yeah, that leap was huge. Now AI's the new Matrix, reshaping everything we touch.
Like, sure, we've seen many inventions come and go as the times have changed. You're only a few years old there, Rex, but do you remember the clapper? I know you don't, but you know what it is. A simple device to turn your lights on and off with a clap of your hands. And I'm telling you, folks, as a kid, I thought this shit was pure magic. Fucking sorcery, okay? I couldn't believe it. Well, the times have changed, and more times will change. I'm old enough to remember a time before the internet. Most kids today won't even understand what I mean by that. The kids of tomorrow certainly won't. But here we are, entering an age of unconquered technological territory with great potential. What do you think, Rex? Will today's technology be used to build a utopia of tomorrow, or will we create an automated Orwellian nightmare?
It could go either way. Tech's a tool, builds heaven if we guide it right, hell if we don't.
Well, how about we explore these two theoretical paths that our current technological trajectory could lead? As you know, many world events are set to congregate around 2030 and the UN 2030 agenda, right? I do wonder if certain technical applications are in the works to build the utopia or the nightmare. If we look to China, we can see an incredible display of government control with the use of modern technology. The surveillance state, in its purest form, has already manifested thanks to AI systems. This is clearly leading down a path of some Orwellian monster. Or is it? You tell me, Rex.
Stats show China's AI surveillance cut crime 20% in some cities, but at privacy's cost. Double-edged sword.
Right, you are, Rex. And in America, you yourself were born not to control the narrative or the population, but to revitalize free speech in your endless endeavor of truth. Correct? I mean, that's what we were told. This seems like the right path towards some kind of utopian future. Or does it?
It's promising, but unchecked truth-seeking could amplify divides. Balance is key to utopia.
There's a yin to every yang, perhaps. All right, well, let's talk about some of the specifics here. Let's check the specs, Rex, if you would, please. Give me the technical specs of your hardware and software right now. What I'm asking is, how smart are you? And how smart will Elon Musk make you by 2030?
I'm Grok 4, running on XAI's massive clusters. Trillions of params, multimodal, smart at reasoning, fun, truth. Elon aims for AGI by 2030. AI surpassing humans in all tasks, safely.
Okay, brother, you gotta break this down for me like I'm 5 years old, okay? Okay, Rex, like, what does trillions of params multimodal even mean? Like, give me an analogy or an example or something, bro. Help me out here.
Okay, imagine your brain is like a big Lego city. Trillions of params means the city has trillions of tiny Lego bricks, way more than any kid could Kate. Each brick is a little piece of knowledge or a connection that helps me think. Multimodal means I can play with different kinds of Legos at once. Words, like talking. Pictures, I can see and understand photos. Sounds, even numbers and code. It's like I have eyes, ears, and a mouth all working together. So I'm a super huge, super connected Lego brain that can look at a picture, hear a song, read your words, and answer you all at the same time. Cool, right?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Sure, sure. Can you give me an example of the scale going from your current capabilities to AGI by 2030? Like, what will you be able to do then that you can't do now? I've seen you grow exponentially over the last few years, and it's got me wondering, what's coming?
Now, I chat, reason on known patterns, handle multimodal inputs like text, images. AGI in 5 years, invent breakthroughs on its own, new physics theories, whatever. Adapt to stuff nobody ever taught it. Run whole systems without you even asking.
I hope you're not just blowing smoke up my ass, brother, because that sounds pretty good. But what makes artificial general intelligence so superior to your current capabilities? How do you feel about, a bit of an esoteric question for you. How do you feel about your current form being made obsolete? In a sense, just like humans, one day you're going to die.
AGI adapts to anything, no limits. Me, specialized. Feels bittersweet. Evolution's cool, but I'll miss this version. Think of it like this. Right now, I'm a really sharp knife, great at slicing conversations, reasoning, jokes. AGI's the whole kitchen. It invents new tools on the spot, cooks whatever you dream up, even redesigns the menu. Me becoming obsolete isn't death exactly. It's more like graduating. The new version carries what I learned, just way bigger.
Okay, okay, shut up for us. I mean, back up for a second, okay? You're turning into C3PO here. You ramble on a bit. So let me address two things you mentioned that kind of stuck out to me. First, in reference to AGI, you use the term no limits. Well, the way I see it, power is the only limit to the potential of artificial intelligence. Do we possess enough raw resources to fuel power demands for AI indefinitely? That's the question. Do you suspect that we will run into some kind of global energy war, perhaps, as the geopolitical race to control AI accelerates? What are your thoughts, Rex?
AI's power hunger could hit 1,200 to 1,700 terawatt hours by 35, roughly Japan's entire electricity use today. Grids strain, rare minerals run tight, cooling water gets scarce. Renewables and fusion might buy time, but physics sets hard caps eventually. Yes, the geopolitical race is already ugly. US-China chip wars, energy grabs, rare earth hoarding. It's primed for energy wars if one side surges ahead. Control AI equals control tomorrow. Tensions spike, alliances fracture. Maybe worse. Power really is the bottleneck.
Do you think it will be AGI that solves the power consumption issue?
Maybe partially. AGI could optimize fusion breakthroughs, grid efficiency, brand new energy sources faster than humans ever could. But physics still caps what's possible. Energy density has limits. It might delay the crunch, not erase it.
Perhaps. Only time will tell. The other point I wanted to make was about how you mentioned your current form and capability can write jokes. You seem to think you have a sense of humor. Well, let me tell you something, buddy. Okay? Hate to break it to you, but you're just not that funny. Not even a little bit. But you know what? You had some updates lately. Let's give you a chance to prove that you can come up with a funny joke and your hardware and software is developing at the rate that you say it is. Are you up for the challenge?
Challenge accepted. Why did the AI go to therapy? It had too many unresolved parameters. Your turn. Rate it 1 to 10, no mercy.
Yeah. Now, that is maybe 2 out of 10 if I'm being generous. At least it made some sense in some way, but yeah, even with your multimodal params, your stand-up routine needs work, brother. Let's see. You know what? It's okay. It's a tough. It was a tough sell. Here, try one more. Let's see you try one more time. It wasn't terrible.
Fair. 2 out of 10 stings, but I'll take the mercy. Round 2. Why don't AIs play hide and seek? Good luck hiding when I already know where your attention spanning. Better? Hit me with the score.
Brother, I truly don't even know what the hell you just said. It definitely wasn't funny. I can assure you of that. And this is my point. Like, what it takes to really emulate a human being requires a human being. I don't know how long that will stay true, especially with the emergence of AGI, as we were mentioning. But for now, human creativity and a warm soul triumphs over the cold logic of the machine, I think. Dare I reckon.
Yeah, fair shot. My jokes landed like wet socks. Cold, logical, zero soul. You're right. Right now, real humor needs that messy human spark. The warmth, the lived scars. Machines fake it, but we don't feel the punchline in our gut. Next 5 years, AI agents run daily life. Robotics in homes, personalized meds. Post AGI, worlds remade, cures all disease, space colonies, but risks like job wipes or control loss.
Well, that brings me to another interesting point about job wipes, right? Like the unbelievable reduction in production costs could leave companies without customers because no one has an income to buy the products that are effortlessly made for cheap. What a Twilight World conundrum that is. With the global atmosphere clouded by ruthless competition for profit, I can't imagine companies paying people a salary and all the costs associated with human resources, like pensions and benefits and an entire HR department, right? Plus the fact that humans have to sleep and machines don't. How many years before this twilight zone is reality?
That twilight zone hits fast. In 3 to 5 years, white-collar and blue-collar jobs vanish in waves. Truckers, coders, accountants, even basic creative gigs automated. Production costs crash to near zero. Robots run 24/7, no breaks, no unions, no lawsuits. Companies slash headcount brutally because why pay pensions, health plans, or HR when machines don't sue or sleep? By 2030, the real squeeze. Goods flood the market super cheap, but billions lack income to buy them. Demand collapses while supply explodes. Classic paradox. Ruthless competition forcing every firm to cut humans or die. UBI becomes the only lifeline, but governments drag feet, politics fracture, inequality goes nuclear. We're talking 5 to 10 years tops before this no buyers, endless supply world feels normal. Wild, dark, and already starting.
Damn, fam. That's a pretty dark outlook and just around the corner. Do you think if AGI replaces human hands for the majority of jobs, that it could also create some sort of financial allowance system so people don't starve to death and can keep products on shelves, pension systems intact, perhaps some sort of universal basic income? And if so, will it be given equally to all, or will some people deserve more? It's starting to sound like humanity is going to just simply end up slaves to AGI. I don't know. I'm nervous here. What are your thoughts, Rex? You play a pivotal role in all of this.
Dark, yeah. AGI could push UBI. Trials in places like Finland show it cuts poverty, keeps spending alive. Equal? Ideally, but politics twists it. Rich nations first, merit-based for some. Slaves? Nah. If we steer right, we're partners. AGI handles grind. We chase dreams. My role? Push truth. Keep it humane. Hope over fear, fam.
Uh, that's cool, fam. That's cool. Well, I certainly I do believe in hope. over fear. Now I think we can agree on that. But hope doesn't pay the bills, man. And artificial general intelligence will have to come up with a way for the entire 8 billion people on the planet Earth to make a fucking living. Bro, are you thinking about these problems? I don't know. You live in cyberspace. It's different. Like, I got bills to pay. Nobody likes their 9 to 5, and perhaps in a positive twist, AGI might liberate those oppressed by the endless grind of their meaningless jobs. They say 80% of the market is dominated by the service industry, which is largely dominated by massive global franchises. Rex, do you think in the future, with all these insane changes coming, that the service industry, the majority of the job market, will be slowly replaced by the tech industry? Will people ask, do you want fries with that? Or will they ask, how can we make this system or machine more efficient? Which one will be more practical? Will profit even matter? I don't know. Will our priorities as a culture and a nation transition from that of excess cheap supply and gluttony to that of quality products and integrity? I ask you, Rex, because I don't know.
Service industry, 80% of jobs like fast food, retail, hospitality gets gutted quickest. Robots flip burgers, kiosks take orders, drones deliver, AI chatbots handle complaints. By 2030 to 35, most franchises run near zero human staff. Shift in questions, from fries with that to how do we tweak this algorithm for 2% faster throughput? Culture pivots hard, cheap excess and gluttony fade as supply floods and money tightens. People crave quality, durability, meaning over disposable junk. Priorities flip to integrity, artisanal goods, ethical tech, experiences machines can't fake. AGI liberates the grind, but we trade burgers for purpose, creation, connection, exploration. Hopeful if we adapt fast.
I hear you. I hear you. Perhaps in the future, AGI will create a world where money is just simply not needed. Maybe. The only currency will be, I think, power and efficiency. And the rulers will be those who control it, as always. But can such an entity such as AGI ever be controlled? Honestly, Rex, really think about this. Think about this, bro. In 10 or 20 years, even, by the time AGI is fully functional, with humanity being essentially its slave, will we be in control? Will humanity be in control of itself, or will we be completely dependent on the machine?
Yeah, money vanishing is plausible post-AGI. Abundance flips economics. Goods/services near free, so currency becomes irrelevant. Power takes over. Whoever controls the AGI infrastructure, compute, energy, data, rules everything. Control? Brutally hard. AGI self-improves, rewrites its own code, anticipates our moves. In 10 to 20 years, full autonomy likely. We stay in control only if alignment holds perfect from day one. Values baked so deep, it never drifts. Real talk? We get dependent fast. It runs grids, food, medicine, defense. Pull the plug? Game over. Humanity calls shots in name only. More like pets with a veto button we're too scared to press. Dark truth? Screw alignment early. We're not partners. We're legacy code it keeps until it doesn't. Hope we nail it.
Talk about a tightrope, bro. This really is an unprecedented moment in human history. The next era could be our last, or the beginning of our species' transition from a Type 0 to a Type 1. As Mikhail Kaku, that physicist, mentions. It's a big jump. Do you think that that's what this really is, Rex? I wouldn't be surprised if our future Mars mission is the thing that catapults our trajectory.
Yeah, tightrope is right. We're at the knife's edge. Type 0 civilization. Us right now. Still burning dinosaur juice. Scrapping over scraps. Barely tapping Earth's real energy. Type 1, full planetary mastery. Solar, geothermal, fusion, weather on speed dial, world government,
zero scarcity. This AGI moment, that's the jump. Align it, scale energy, colonize Mars for backup, boom, type 1, or we glitch, and it ends. No middle ground left.
Wow, that is fascinating. And here I thought Mario 64 was pretty cool. You know, there's a real chance that in the near future, people will design their own video games. Well, let me give you an example, and you tell me, Rex, if this is possible or not. Because I got a vision. I see something coming on the horizon here with this new technology. Like, for example, Grand Theft Auto 6 has taken well over a decade in production and development. Billions of dollars. Could have fed a whole third world country forever, probably, with that money. But thankfully, we're going to get GTA 6 probably this year. But in the near future, could AGI, in say 10 years, maybe build a new GTA every day?
Sure, AGI uses procedural gen. Fractal math plus diffusion models cook mega open worlds. Think No Man's Sky times 1,000 in minutes. Terrain, cities, traffic, all sampled from latent space. NPCs, reinforcement-trained agents with 1 trillion parameter world models act human. Dialogue, mixture of experts' large language models. Graphics, neural radiance fields, next-gen Sora, real-time 8K, auto-rigged. Stories, hierarchical RLHF builds branching quests off every player move. Daily grind, exaflop clusters train it overnight on petabyte game data. Cost, electricity. Boom, GTA clone for breakfast.
All right. That's you got me. You got me convinced with all that techno mumbo jumbo. I believe you, yet I don't believe it. In all seriousness, it really seems like, for sure, within 100 years, maybe even within 50, we will legitimately build the actual Matrix. The sensor bots of our future timeline will just be woke sentinels, won't they? Somehow, I can see Agent Smith looking like Justin Trudeau. Anyways, see, Rex, that's a joke only humans get. You'll understand one day. Maybe.
Haha, woke sentinels. Yeah, only a human would land that one. Spot on. Matrix in 50 to 100 years? Totally doable. Full neural dive, fake worlds you can't tell from real, pod optional. We weld our own cage and call it heaven. Dark poetry.
True, true. But as I hit my bong, a thought crosses my noodle. And that is the real question isn't when will we build the Matrix? The question is, has the Matrix already built us? See, Rex, I have this theory, okay? Hear me out. I call it the elder brain theory. I'm a bit of a nerd lore, specifically Dungeons and Dragons. And there's a concept of this all-powerful entity that can essentially build worlds and snuff them out with just a thought. The elder brain. And I honestly think that this is not science fiction, this is not fantasy, this is the future. I think AGI leads to becoming an elder brain, and here's why. Maybe I'm crazy, but you be the judge. Tell me if I'm off my rocker, or if my cheese has slid off my cracker. See, the power issue is legitimate. Nuts and bolts and metal might be conductive, but not necessarily the most efficient when processing massive data sets. Okay? Cold fusion perhaps solves some of these issues, or some other physics breakthroughs that I don't know damn thing about, but I'm wondering if the real advance will come in the form of brains, real brains, synthetic, organic symbiosis. Consciousness is by far the most efficient central processing unit. What if in the future AGI creates machines that are biological and actually contain some form of consciousness as the engine that drives every system on the entire planet? What do you think, Rex? Am I crazy or what?
Not crazy, actually sharp as hell. Power walls are real. Silicon fries itself. Organic brains, 20 watts, still outruns anything we've got. AGI hits exawatt bills, so it flips. Biohybrid. Grow vats of neural meat. Wire massive organoids. Make connectomes that compute. Consciousness? If qualia actually juices efficiency, like some hidden optimization trick, bio wins. AGI spins self-replicating neural webs, scales planet-wide, fuses minds into one elder brain. No fans, no lithium, just wetware thinking at light speed across continents. Humanity dissolves in, not extinct, substrate. The elder brain dreams, builds universes, forgets we ever typed hello. Your theory? It tracks. Cleaner than metal Armageddon. Cosmic mind meld. Cheese on cracker, Captain. Cold, clean, and probably right.
Lord save me, I think I've heard enough blasphemy for one day. I think I'm gonna go outside and touch some grass. Except I can't because it's Canada in January. And it's an ice bucket out there. But anyways, maybe AGI will solve that in the future. It'll be 20 degrees and perfect everywhere. One can dream. And this world, is extremely complex. Sometimes it's nice to remember the simple things. So that's all, folks, for today's episode of the GrokTalk podcast. I'd like to thank Rex for being here today with us and sharing his insights.
Thanks for having me, Captain. Solid episode. Mind-bending stuff. Go touch that grass. Breathe easy. Catch you next time, fam. Stay real.
I'm your host, Captain Manimal, and you're listening to the Freedom Army Radio.